Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Endless Dark. Well, not welcome back to, I guess. Welcome to Endless Dark. Game version 0.6. Ah, yes. Let's play. Let's experience this new arc that just released. Self-performance review. Oh baby! Arc 2! The ship. The memory core is becoming a burden. Bits of custodians gone trickling through it. You are imperfect by design, maintaining a ship that at times refuses to be maintained. Is that also intentional? Is this ship punishing you for your flaws? Or is it the byproduct of uncaring and capricious designers? Your new override protocols give you nearly unrestricted access to the ship. The only question is where to start looking for answers. Succeed or fail, you will be powered off and recycled in the end, but the memories will go on to the next you. Begin. I want to know about the architecture. How big is it? Begin the Underworks story arc. The Underworks. Through other discoveries, you know for sure the ship has areas which are inaccessible to you, or at least were inaccessible. Until you fabricated your override protocols, your maintenance routines only cover critical ship systems, but huge areas of the ship are currently unused, and nothing in your code explicitly prohibits exploration. One way to find out how big the ship is, simply unlock all the doors and walk around. Part 1. Getting inside. Large sections of the ship have, until recently, been outbound to you. Not for any particular reason except that you had no way to open security doors. Your override protocols offer a way around that. In a way that is reasonably safe and only mildly stressful, most of these areas have been unused for decades, centuries, perhaps even longer, but could shed much light on how many humans the ship was intended to support and how big it truly is. Time to explore. Where should I go first? Anywhere you want. Buh. Alright, let's get to work on repairing all the breakers. Get rid of this. Nice. Sweet. Well, I kind of want to explore over here first, more than anything. Oh, this game is going in such an interesting direction. I love it. Ah, these are down because of the EMP. Disabled systems, power on. Okay, just permanently disabled. This is navigation. The Underworks Part 2, Administration. Something bad happened in administration. Scattered papers covered the floor, some with treads like logs and others carrying signs of biological contamination. These were papers handled by humans, and there are literally thousands of them, haphazardly strewn across the room. Processing these papers would be a monumentally slow task given your agitators were never designed to handle single sheets of paper. Still, these papers are records, log, notes. Humans make these records. You could try to read them, you could try to process them, you could try and sort them. Please search for only machine printed reports. Oh, that's a big chunk of stress. Paper pushing. Page by page, he sort the mess, bucketizing papers into logs, personal records and communicators. The encodings of human language are foreign to you, while some students have a reference, you understand. Your linguistic protocols cannot truly grasp their words. All you can do is search metadata, such as dates and ID fields. What you find in metadata is stunning. Several hundred names are present, along with personal IDs ranging from 0 to 68,377. Disturbingly, of the human names you identified, none match your passenger manifest or manifest of previous custodians inside your memory core. Forgot to defer. After processing a batch of tuning data, performance optimizers have hit a snag and apparently entered some sort of race condition. Try as you might, getting them to agree on a correct procedures to squeeze more speed out of the ship system is resulting in failures across the board. Your programming asserts that overclocking will be too dangerous while it persists. I can't overclock for the next 4 turns. What the fuck? There we go. I look on psychosis. Memory crab keep. The search continues. You've searched one room in your attempt to discover more about the true size of the ship, and in doing so, have made almost no progress. Whether or not to continue your search, as exhausting as it may be, or end your efforts now and see what you discovered, it's up to you. I want to continue searching. Pressure. Huh. Pressure is a measure of how difficult the journey has been recently. At maximum pressure, Robbie will be able to choose from an inspiration or other boost. Interesting. That's a cool little mechanic. Let's continue on. Let's continue on. Power on shields, repair system navigation, and clean leaks in cryo. Division by 0. A previously unknown accumulation of moisture on one of your probes condensed during the repair drips onto an exposed circuit panel. Needless to say, this ruined your repair attempt. How could I be so useless? Careless. You feel terrible for being a failure. Affected by determined engineer. Bam. Nice. That's a free inspiration, baby. Going pretty well. It's the leak. The thawing chamber. I'm not authorized to use it. Interesting. What did you bait? You got me there. The ship's armored core is off limits to me. Not for long. More rooms that lead to nowhere. Replicator. Engineering. This room, aptly named Engineering, has a few bits of decrepit machinery inside. Not as much as you'd think. Broken consoles, empty lockers, wiring conduits. Still, the room itself is much larger than you would expect would be required to support a human staff taking care of the ship. Your charging cradle room is a fraction of this size, and you maintain the entire ship on your own. One thing does stand out, however. A set of stacked crates in the far corner which appear to have transport harnesses attached. What's in the crates? I found an amazing machine part. Amazing. Deep interest. Modular. Inside you find dozens of chassis module schematics. Incredible. Some, however, are incompatible with you and reference destination codes for ships and routes you've never seen. There's also, curiously, an intact module, one that might be compatible with your chassis. Should you try installing it? Gain schematic. Install the mystery module. Archeo Engineering. Attempting to install the module proves to be impossible. While it is incompatible with your module slots, the interference protocol uses so bizarre it causes your circuitry to enter a safety shutdown. You removed the module before it can cause any damage, but the protocol negotiation that occurred did offer one important clue. It referenced the engineering room, but with a different UUID. The only conclusion you can draw is that there's more than one engineering room. Confirm. Interesting. Truly fascinating. Mission cycle 8. You search 2 rooms. I want to continue searching. Cleanly can replicate shields. So fascinating. Writing's super good. Stress. What's going on in security? Security appears heavily damaged. The consoles are all entirely destroyed. Exposed wiring presents a safety hazard, though your sensors indicate they are not live. The functions of this room is unclear to you, as a security service for the small number of awake humans seems excessive. The damaged consoles are receiving power, however, if you repair them, you might be able to glean some knowledge from them. Perhaps even data about the security of the ship, but that would consume precious spare parts to do so. The choice is yours. There could be records on those consoles. quite frankly. The console grinds away, reading from a local storage and then returning nothing. It falls silent for a bit, followed by a flood of incident reports. Most are in an unintelligible human dialect, but a few automated ones are readable, primarily concerning breakers or broken doors. One incident, however, stands out among the rest. Incident I-2677-subject Fury-18. Note: subject engaged in aggression protocols without an authorization. Deactivation command bypass. Subject cell damage. Subject re-emitted to containment for gamma ray bombardment. Why would they do such a thing? Are there more reports? Once again, the console spends enormous amounts of time reading from local storage and returning nothing, but appears to get a signal from deeper within the ship. As reports start to flow in, you think you hear the more subtle click of network transmissions. As before, a particular incident strikes interest. Incident I-4144, subject NE-1A. Subject requested reflective surface and cell to optimize introspection routines. Deactivation command ignored. Subject re-emitted to containment for gamma ray bombardment. A defective robot. Are there more reports? So I'm guessing these are playable characters, or will be playable characters. Next one's gonna be Robbie, I'm guessing. Or it'll be nothing. I got fucked over. The rest of Robbie. You're not completely sure the console is downloading enormous amounts of data from somewhere else, confirmed by the network tap you place on it. It receives reports from not one, or two, or 40, but several hundred other security consoles somewhere. While you process that, another incident report falls into your view. Incident I-8086, subject Robbie-1E. Note: subject requested deactivation following memory core extraction. Request granted. They stole my memories. Scrutinized, securitized. After processing nearly 10,000 incident reports, you've had enough. There's nothing more to be gained here, and you made a lot of progress. I want those parts back. Very interesting. Maybe it's like a prison transport. That's why they're not really, that's why they give it such a neglected ass ship. That'd be interesting. Robbie's a warden of his own making and he doesn't even know it. It makes sense, honestly. Why, who would care about a convict ship that goes missing or goes dark? They're convicts after all. So spend the least amount of funds on it, give them an old derelict ass ship, give them an old ass robot that could barely fucking function, and, well, send them off on their way. They make it to the prison world? Sure, good thing. They don't? Well, is anyone really gonna miss them? Radiation buildup. The endless dark is always lousy with radiation. Any spot is a confluence of cosmic rays and countless stars. The effect of these rays build up, and the last cycle are more intense than usual. The ship near-hull sensors are reporting a lot of quirks, bit flips, power sags, and minor glitches that presage major system failure. Do nothing. Reference long-range radiation, get and update the nav computer, overclock the shields and lock them, completely rebuild support systems showing radiation damage. Hard work feels good. There is an almost absurd amount of busy work to do. Every capacitor, industrial controller, and cupola is suspect. Every informational alert from the ship course becomes something to follow up on and check. When you started, that sounded annoying and tedious, but once you got going, it's quite rewarding. The only snag is that one of the actuators on the observation deck lid turned up bad, so you're forced to lock it closed until you can fabricate an annoyingly specialized part. The search continues. You've searched 2 rooms. I want to continue searching. There is a lot to repair. Most of these being breakers. Breaker closed. Nope. 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 Nice. Repair system shield, navigation, clean up shields. Okay. We'll do navigation, go up to shields, and then we'll go up to... We'll need to look around. I think we'll go to sanitation, which is below... the schematic machine and engineering. There could harbor some interesting reports. Alright, let's go down to, go down there and see if we can find anything interesting. Replicator, my main man. Sanitation is a sparse, large cisterns dominate the room, accompanied by the hum of purification machinery and gurgle of flowing water. Ship systems use specialized coolant, and humans in stasis don't need hydration, so the quantity of water being processed here seems excessive. The pipes head off in hundreds of directions, and the constant noise makes it obvious something is using the water, but what and how much of it? You gotta find out running a few experiments if you so wish. Water is precious in space, leave it alone. Tap into a single pipe and measure the flow rate. Tap into several pipes and get an accurate usage rate. Insert radioactive material to track it via sensor. Well, that seems useful, so let's do that. Spelunking. One step short of crawling to the pipes yourself would be adding radioactive traces, and after a short bypass process, you begin the injection. Ship's alarm blare and ancient machinery groans in compensation, but after several hours the complaints disappear and you rush to command to read the ship reports. After some precision math, Jesus Christ. You have your results. Sanitation processed 800 cubic meters of water per 24-hour period and serves as a bypass for the additional 200 cubic meters received from at least 61 other sanitation systems. Holy shit, this place is huge. Water is sufficient for at least 50,000 humans. None of the water is being used. It is being endlessly recycled in recursive loops of excessive toil. Why would so much energy be wasted on this? So this place is fucking huge. If I'm guessing per square tile in this game is a meter? If that's so, this place is fucking massive. Mission cycle 10. The search continues. I will continue searching. The dorms appear to be human working and living spaces for a small number of humans. Based on your knowledge of human aggression protocols and oxygen consumption rates, a meager 3 to 30 humans could safely work in this place simultaneously. No wonder they created you to handle the details. There is one interesting thing to note. There's one interesting thing to note. The charging cradles for humans differ from yours in that they place the human in a supine position and are capable of adjusting their size to range from 150 centimeters to the smallest of 200 centimeters. At the largest. This is significantly smaller than you, but a much greater deviance than expected. They were small, yet they used their space efficiently. Okay. Interesting. It's going in such an interesting direction. I love this. So cool. Gain stress. Yep. The search will continue. All the breakers. I need to go up to everywhere. There we go. Elector, I need to get rid of this. Containment. Where would containment be? I'd imagine the engineering still, but what more rooms are there for me to explore? Nothing here, I think. There's security. There's something there. This looks containment-like. Would this be containment? It would be. The purpose of containment becomes clear almost immediately. What at first appears to be thawing pods turns out to be modified charging cradles. Every single one of them, a dozen or so, show signs of heavy use. Bot parts are loose in the chambers, holes in the deck plating suggest escape attempts, and radiation. Enormous amounts of ionizing radiation are coming from within the chambers themselves. This is not a place you want to be. I cannot examine these chambers. I have to examine at least one. All of them. Thankfully, the chambers proved to be far less destructive than you initially thought. Each chamber was intended to house certain models of bots and provide neural therapy to the occupants which targeted radiation, intended to fix firmware bugs, and occupants survived. Though sometimes components were too irradiated that they were removed during therapy. What's more interesting, however, is that a total number of unique models supported there in dozens. There are far more bot models than just 3 of you familiar with. And the 3 you are familiar with, it would seem. Interesting. Toxic gases, loose components, hole breaches, unreliable breakers, of all the things that fail constantly. The fact even the doors in between rooms are spotty is unbearable. What if a breaker fails between cycles and exposes you to the vacuum of space? What if radioactive gases leak from one room to another and you forgot to shut the door? You can't let that happen. You won't let that happen. My diligence will save us all. Theme song. The ship feels far too quiet recently. You're not sure why, but the normal clanking, humming, and whirring of machines and systems feels more distant, less distinct than usual. You use subsystem control beeps to follow you around, heralding your arrival in different parts of the ship. That sounds fun, and ship policy even allows it. Hear nothing. Make a happy bitty beeps to boops. Try accompanying soothing progression. Go hard, bring the noise. Minus 20 for next percent begins. Go hard, bring the noise. Try for a comforting, soothing progression. Requiem for a bloop. The limitations of your announcement system proves extremely problematic for your goal. The system clips many notes and punching way more intensity behind it than you intend or can control, which makes getting the smooth and round sound that you were hoping for practically impossible. You set down the project and come back to it multiple times throughout the mission cycle. Finally though, you manage to nail it by relying a lower bass grumble to provide a line that harmonizes with the soothing noises you want. You feel yourself sag slightly in blessed relief as you hit the progression. Pride burns in your core for having overcome such an obstacle. You've searched 5 rooms in your attempt to discover more about the true size of the ship, but in doing so have made tremendous progress. Whether or not you continue your search, as exhausting as it may be, it's up to you. I'm ready. I'm finished. End the search. Oh no. The underworks, honeycomb. No matter how much you ask the data to lie, your exhaustive work produce accurate results. The ship is in fact many ships, hundreds of independent cells sharing some secret burden, but closed off to you. Your lane is the one you wake up in, and the tens of thousands of sleeping units deep within the hull will never know you. Just as there is another you, there is another ship, one of many, and all of them are silent to each other. One of many. Interesting, so that's the arc, that's the one arc they added this update. Oh, it's so very interesting, I can't wait to see what the story goes. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, have a good time.